Welcome to my channel. So today we are going to talk about the things which you should never do when you have yeast infection. So yeast infection is also called the vulvovaginal candidiasis, or it can be simply called the candidiasis. It is a infection, it's a urinary tract infections that affect a lot of women. So it presents itself in the following signs and symptoms. This is whereby you have a watery discharge coming from your vagina. You will experience abnormal discharge, which is white in color. It can be watery in nature, but sometimes it can go to the extent whereby you have cheese-like, cottage cheese-like vaginal discharge. It is almost always accompanied by irritations, whereby you have this feeling of scratching your vulva or your vagina. So there are some things which women might do which might just increase or might just make the you have to continue having yeast infections. You have people who have been having yeast infections for months, for years without going away. So these are I'm going to talk about the things which you should never do when you have yeast infections, and this will help you to get rid of the yeast infections, and this will help you to live a healthier life. Welcome to my channel. My name is Maxwell Aguirre. I am a registered nurse living and practicing in Kenya. So in this channel, I enjoy giving medical information which can help you to improve your health. So I provide reliable information, I give you practical tips, and also provide solutions and answers to your questions. So welcome, consider liking the video, share the video to your friends, and also don't forget to subscribe. The thing which I will just feel happy when you do is that please consider subscribing so that you can promote my channel.
I be so sick of you niggas, y'all contradict me. I be so bored myself when you come and fuck me. I feel so ordinary, except when you around me. Treat me like water while you wear me out. Arguments, you air me out. Tripping about you.
So I'm going to go through the list of things which you should not do in case you have yeast infections, because this will just make you to get recurrent yeast infections and will make the treatment to your yeast infection to not to be effective. So the first thing which you should never do when you have yeast infection is that you should not have sex. You can just abstain for, let's say, 7 days before you complete until you complete your medication. That is when you can resume to have sex, and this impacts you in the following ways. When you have sex, when the man, especially when you have unprotected sex, when the man deposits sperms inside your vagina, yeast usually enjoy a moisturized environment, and semen just increases the moisture in your vagina, and this just makes the yeast to grow more, and this will interfere with the treatment of yeast infection. On the other hand, also the sperms or the semen that has been deposited in your vagina usually is basic in nature. For those who understand the pH, you have the acidic and you have the basic. So the vaginal environment need to be slightly acidic due to the effect of the lactobacilli, which maintains the pH to be around 3.5 to 4.5. This pH is essential in the eradication of the yeast present in the vagina. So with the moment you mix acid and bases, usually it neutralizes that acidity. So when the man deposits semen there, it will neutralize the acidity of the vagina, and this will will interfere with the, sorry for the noise, we have a lot of noise today, so you will just pardon me on the noise. So this will interfere with the pH of the vagina, and this will just make yeast to grow and grow and grow more. So you need to avoid sex when you have yeast infection. The second thing which you should never do is you should not completing your medication. So many women, many ladies out here, when they just start feeling well, when they have seen that the irritation and the discharge has just gone away, that is when they stop taking the medication. So you need to see it in this angle. You've been taking the medication. Let's say you had 1,000 yeast cells in your vagina, which were causing the symptoms. So when you take the medication after some times, it will reduce the number to, let's say, 400. At 400, you will not experience the signs and symptoms. And because now you have removed the medications which have been killing the yeast shells, the 400 will now start to multiply and increase in color, and they'll grow to more than 1000, whereby they will come now and cause the signs and symptoms, and you will be running there to the hospital complaining that they gave you medications which were not working. It is because you did not complete the medication. The other thing which you need to avoid is that you need to avoid scratching your vulva area and your vagina. Yes, I understand that you might be having that feeling of itchiness because the yeast infection causing you to develop the feeling of itchiness. But you need to avoid scratching that area, because the moment you are scratching that the vulva and the vagina, you will just be causing more inflammation, more irritation, and just more damage to your vagina. So you need to avoid scratching. If you do not, so to help you in that, in minimizing the itchiness, you can just at least try to use something called, just apply something called in the vulva area. You can take just a piece of cloth which is cool, and you put there in your vulva for some, let's say 2 times per day. This will make you to not to have that feeling of itchiness, and this will also make you to avoid causing more damage, causing more inflammation, which will just exacerbate you to more urinary tract infections. The other thing which you need to note is that you should not wear wet underwears. You need to know that yeast loves wet environment. They really enjoy wet environment. So there's need for you to avoid wearing wet underwears. Ensure that by the time you're going to wear your underwear, your underpants have dried very well. You need to dry them. If you have been watching my video, I've been telling you that you need to dry your underwears out in the sun. So ensure that by the time you're going to wear the underwear, it is very dry and it does not have any wetness. Also, let's say you have been swimming the whole day, you need to also change your underwears immediately. Just you have completed your swimming session, just change and wear a new underwear. Avoid going home or avoid staying in that wet underpants for too long, because that just encourages yeast growth. Also, you might just have gone to the gym, or you have been working the whole day. You know that when you work, you have been busy all the time, you have been physically active at the gym, you tend to sweat a lot down there. There will be an increase in the sweating down there. So that environment is what yeast loves. So you need to make sure that you change your underwear. And the moment whereby you have this yeast infection, you need to know that it is better for you to increase the frequency of changing your underwears. This is also because because of the effect of the yeast infection, you tend to have more increased volume of vaginal discharge. So the more you change, the better for you, and the better the yeast infection will go away. So do not wear wet underwears. The other thing which you need to avoid is that you should avoid skipping your shower routine. As a lady who has been having yeast infection, ensure that you take at least once per day, shower once per day. And while in the shower, while taking a shower, taking a bath, you need to know that you should not use very strong soaps. Some people might think that because they have been having the urinary tract infections, that they should increase the cleaning their vulva and their vagina because of having the UTIs. But you need to know that the vagina is a self-cleaning organ. That is why when you put, let's say you do steaming, or when you do douching, you will experience an increase in the secretions coming out of your vagina. And this is because the vagina is trying to clean itself of the things which you have put inside the vagina. So the best way which you can clean your vagina or your vulva is by just using water only. Do not use scented soaps. Do not use strong antibacterial soaps. Just use water only. And also do not overwash. Do not try to put things inside the vagina, and just put that into consideration. Also, don't skip showers. You need to shower at least once per day. Do not uh, spend more than 2 days or 3 days without showering, because that just will exacerbate. Can I use the term exacerbate? That will just make you to get constant, or it will affect the treatment of your yeast infection. The next thing which you need to avoid nylon products, especially nylon underwears. You need to check the materials which are used to make your underwears. So these nylon products just interfere with the supply of air, the flow of air in your vagina. It just creates an anaerobic environment, and this environment just encourages bacterial growth. So you should avoid wearing tight underwears, and it is best that when you are having constant or recurrent yeast infections, it is the best that you should not be wearing underwears, because that allows the flow of air, and thus that flow of air uh, ensures there is a balance in the ecosystem of the vagina. There's a balance between the good bacteria and the bad bacteria in the vagina, and this will help you to get rid of constant recurrent yeast infection. So I have said that you should not wear nylon underwears, just use cotton underwears so that you avoid overheating in your vagina. Lastly, do not put anything inside the vagina. So there's a video I made whereby I talked about the things which you should never do to your vagina, or which you should never put inside your vagina, and the things which are allowed to be put inside the vagina. So you can consider going and watch that video so that you can know on how to take care of your vagina. So you should not put anything in your vagina. So there are some people who advise ladies that they should put some liquids, or they give them some soaps, or they give them some lotions, which they tell them that this one, go and put this inside the vagina, because it can increase, it can clean your vagina, and it can make you, it can treat your vaginal infections. I also had somebody who was advising people to use vinegar, to apply vinegar in the vagina, or to mix, let's say they mix some, is it sugar or salt in water, and then they put inside the vagina. You need to avoid doing those. Those are people who are misadvising you, and that they will make you at the end of the day just to get recurrent urinary tract infections. So I understand that there are some liquids whereby they can help to clean your vagina, but the best way which you can help your vagina is by not putting anything inside the vagina. When you wash your vagina, just clean it using water only. So do not douche. Also, avoid steaming your vagina. Yes, I say that when you put the steam, you are introducing new chemicals and new materials inside the vagina, and this will affect your vaginal environment, and this will cause you to get constant UTIs. The vagina is a self-cleaning organ. It cleans itself. So there's no need for you to worry. There's no need to use those soaps, those expensive soaps. There's no need to use uh, those materials, those things they are telling you to put inside your vagina to help it clean the vagina. Just let it clean itself. The only thing which you can help is that just wash using water. Do not put anything inside your vagina. Those are the things which you need to avoid putting inside your vagina, specifically if you have been having recurrent urinary tract infections. Avoid doing those things, and you will thank me, because you will be free from getting yeast infection. So with that said, I've come to the end of my video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. Do not leave this video without subscribing. Also, let me hear your thoughts in the comment section.